Hello guys, welcome to another Gadget Pilot video. In today's video I'm going to ask you guys if you liked my new logo. I haven't changed my logo for 2 years now guys, since when I just last started making YouTube videos, and I just thought it was time for a change. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to do this again, to update my logo. Give me your comments below if you did like it, and also I want you guys to check out my intro, my new intro for my videos, and I hope you guys do enjoy that one as well. So this is all I wanted to say before I start the video coming up next door. But again, thank you all so much for your support and just putting me doing this, what I'm doing on YouTube for you guys. And like again, if you did like the logo and the intro, please comment below in the comment box. Thank you guys, take care. Okay YouTube, today's video will be something different. We'll be having a guest in Gadget Pilot channel whose name is John Vlamis, and he's Infinite Flight ATC. Today we're going to make sure that I'll try and cover some questions that I'm sure will help you guys out if you are interested in Infinite Flight ATC, or if you have any questions. I'll try and get some questions out there for you and see if we can solve your problems. So we're going to have John Vlamis soon with us, and we start our interview. Okay, JV, now you're on YouTube. So, right, I already said that you are an Infinite Flight ATC controller, and I want you to tell me basically I want you to, if it's possible, to answer a few questions that I'm getting from some subscribers, and also some questions that will obviously help some subscribers out in Infinite Flight and ATC controlling. John, I would like you to tell us what's needed to become an Infinite Flight ATC controller on ExpertServe.
In order to become an aircraft an ATC, basically in expert server, of course you need to be grade 3, and you also need to pass some test. This test is a 2-part test. The first is a written one that you have to answer some questions. And the second part is a practical, where you are the controller in an airport, and you are being tested how you handle aircraft in patterns.
Right. And who does those tests? So if someone is interested in becoming an Infinite Flight ATC, that don't have no idea about Infinite Flight community, because as we all know, is in Infinite Flight community you can get some recruiters to get into your test. Is there any other way to get to be tested? I mean, to find a recruiter instead of Infinite Flight community?
Yeah, might be on Facebook. They can contact people. Shall we tell who they are?
Excuse me, I didn't understand that.
Should I tell which people they should contact in order?
Yeah. I think it will be helpful towards the interested.
All right. So the first person is Tyler Shelton.
Tyler. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's actually the boss in
Sorry.
Flight 86.
Okay. So.
And there are some more recruiters, such as Tom Grohlman, which actually I contacted to become a controller.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you don't have a community account, you can contact them on Facebook.
Yeah. Right. So how long have you been Infinite Flight ATC controller, John?
It's almost a year.
Okay.
I became a controller, I believe, in August. So it's about 9 months
Oh,
that I'm a controller.
that's nice. That's good. That's good. You already controlled me a few times as well when I was on a flight, and it was it was a good experience and good controlling from your side. What's your favorite part about controlling, John? I mean, what do you prefer? What do you like more when you're ATC controller?
You mean which stations do I prefer?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, what's your favorite part about controlling? Can be any station. What do you like the most, and what not you don't prefer?
Look, being a controller is a different experience than being a pilot.
Obviously,
I mean, yeah. I personally prefer approach.
Okay.
Because you contact more with the pilot, and that's more fun. You give vectors all the time.
Yeah.
And what I like is that as a controller, you put all the planes in an order.
All right.
Because some people might break the line and go first.
Yeah.
Those things happen.
You know what? When I control in playground server, I mean being approached is one of the most difficult parts about being Infinite Flight ATC. I mean, you have too many, especially if you fly in a busy server, or when an event is going on, then it's, oh my god, it's like hair pulling thing with being a approach controller. I mean, well, I wasn't expecting you to say approach. I thought you liked like tower or ground more. But that's good. So, the other thing is, John, what do pilots need to know before applying, for ATC controller?
First, they should. That's what we all recommend before contacting a recruiter, is to watch tutorial videos about air traffic controlling.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point.
They should also be experienced as well. Experienced pilots will help a lot because they have better knowledge on ATC commands.
Okay, well that's a major thing. Also, my opinion is for the pilots to know what they are asking for. I mean, there's pilots that I see lots of times, especially when this happens more in playground server, but like new pilots that get their grades up and move on from training server to expert server, then they still they don't really know how to use the commands. I mean, like people say remain in the pardon, request for takeoff remaining in the pardon, and they don't know what pardon means. I mean, you just see them, you give him make left or right traffic to keep them in the pod, and they just take off and they go to another airport. You see that a lot. now lately. You also see this on ExpertServe as well. And pilots do need to go in Infinite Flight communities, a way you guys can get in and find out more about Infinite Flight ATC and how to use ATC controlling for the pilots. And Mark also has released a few videos about how to use those commands. I also have a video about commands which is quite old. I need to make a new one, but I'm just waiting for global to be out before I start my new tutorials on Infinite Flight. But anyway, so this is something that is really sort of like sad to see that pilots still don't know, expert pilots I mean, don't know how to use ATC control, ATC commands. Something else is, I'm gonna send, I'll show you guys a photo on what is the pardon that you guys request when taking off. Remaining in the pardon is remain in the airport airspace. I mean, go for touch and goes, and basically this is the pardon. Anything else you want to say about have you had any bad experience from pilots as a controller, JV?
From personal experience, I didn't have any biases. I mean, there are always people in some cases that they're not follow instructions, and we ghost them. But thankfully, most of pilots in ExpertServer do follow the instructions, and that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But again, there are some occasions that pilots don't follow the instructions.
So what happens when ghosting a pilot? How does ghosting work, John?
What happens
when
someone gets ghosted?
Yeah, and how does someone get ghosted?
There are several. The first reason to get ghosted.
Yeah.
Let's say the reasons first.
Okay.
And then we will say what happens.
Okay.
So, the first reason is not following instructions, which is the most common one.
Like, for example, can you give me one instruction
also breaking the law.
Yeah, sorry. Like, I mean, John, can you give me like an example of some instructions that you guys have given as a controller to pilots and not been followed? Just to get
most of them are for headings and altitudes.
Okay.
And also something else is that unfortunately some pilots do not know what the ILS approach is, so you give them a 30-degree intercept and they follow that heading.
Yeah.
They do not turn. Some pilots after that they go back, they interfere with other traffic. So most of them do not follow headings and all of that.
Okay. Like there is pilots, for example, that I'm talking about ground right now. Like start pushing back before requesting for pushback. This is not how it happens, guys. The thing is, you have to request for pushback, get the clearance for pushback, and then press the pushback button to start your pushback. And there's a lot of different ways that people can get ghosted. And I want to hear from you what happens when someone gets ghosted, John.
before I say that, can I say another reason to get ghosted?
Yeah.
And that was actually my first ghost when I ghosted someone. That was inappropriate call signs. Do not use them. You will get ghosted probably.
What do you mean by appropriate call signs?
That include bad words, or they're extremely long and annoying.
Oh yeah, yeah, you get those.
But yeah, mostly bad words.
Oh right.
So you asked me what happens when you get ghosted.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for example, a Paul doesn't follow instructions.
Yeah.
And he will get warned several times first.
All right.
And if he keeps not following instructions, then he will get a notification in the top of the screen that this controller ghosted him, and he's no pilot in the session in the server can see them. They disappear. But if they want, they can keep being online until they end the flight.
Okay.
After that, they were probably going to go to grade 2.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, that's for sure. You do lose your grade. I mean, when you get ghosted, you will lose your grade.
And you cannot access expert server for 7 days.
For 7 days.
That's it.
Is
Yes,
it
7 days.
so? It's just fixed. Every time you get ghosted, the minimum time you'll be ghosted is for 7 days.
I think there are multiple options for ghostings.
It depends
There's a
on what.
60-minute session and 10 minutes. But I think that when you go to the grade screen, where you can see your stats and grade, ghostings count as violations.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
So if you have one violation or one ghosting, grade 3 does not allow ghostings. So you're going to grade 2 automatically.
Okay, yeah.
So it's only for 7 days.
You won't lose your flight hours or your landings or your whatever. Or your XP, right? You just get ghosted, but your XP and flight time and all that remain the same.
Yeah, the XP remains the same. You lose some XPs from the flight.
Okay, that's yeah, that's obvious. You will lose your XP from your flight coming. You're obviously gonna get a violation as well on your report at the end of the flight, and you'll see your XP as well. But I mean, after your maximum, the total of XP you had before, I mean, you won't lose that. You just get grade 2 just for 7 days, and then return with the same XP and whatever you had before being ghosted.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that changes is the grade.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, just give me a second, Joe. Okay, so another what other things do you want to say? Is there anything you want to say basically to the pilots when using expert serve?
Yeah. Please follow the instructions and read them. Read them always. They should help. For example, from my personal experience, when I was ghosted back in the days before I became an expert server controller.
Yeah.
You go to an airport that has many runways, like for example Honolulu.
Yeah.
You go to you want to land at runway Which runway? One for a ride, is it?
One I can't remember right now, bro. It doesn't matter. Just give a random runway.
Okay, so you want to land at this runway, but if you but if the controller says that you will receive vectors for the runway 08 right,
Yeah.
and you do not watch that, it will be a problem. But mostly in other airports, that is a very serious problem, because if you have two parallel runways,
Yeah.
for example, 3 to left and 3 to right,
Mhm.
and you don't see if the controller instructed you for for the left or the right runway, it may be a problem, because if you want the right runway and you move on with that course,
Yeah.
while the ATC has told you that you will be vector for runway left and you don't see it, that is a very difficult situation
Mhm.
to go through, and you will probably get ghosted. So, read everything, be careful with the ATC commands, and everything will be fine.
Yeah. Another thing I see from pilots doing, even in expensive, is like requesting for flight following, let's say, to Schiphol Airport. He just took off, he contact approach, and then he requests for flight following. So that flight following means you will follow your flight plan and get to the airport you have selected, right?
Yeah.
So on flight following or VFR flight, which means visual flight rules, okay? There's people that still request from approach to headings, or request for altitudes or whatever. Sorry, altitude, not headings. Request for altitude changes. When the controller tells you to follow your flight following, that is okay to do a flight following to the airport you decided to go, that means you are free to go as you wish. You don't need to contact, you don't need to request for altitude changes, right?
Yeah.
Because that,
That
yeah, go on.
that's true.
It's because, John, this is something we see in expert server, and we can hear the controllers complaining about that the whole time. Like, please, when requesting VFR or flat following, you do not need to request for altitude changes or whatever. But again, guys, you can't request for flight following in a busy airport. Let's say you're approaching in a busy airport, which you can see a lot of flights going in and out from that airport, and there is an approach active. You need to request for sequencing down for vectors down to the airport. Do not request all the time VFR or flight following, because you won't get that. I hope I'm right,
Yeah.
John. Sorry?
If the um, if the airspace is very crowded,
Yeah?
and you request a flight following, the controller will deny you.
Yeah, obviously.
You can see vectors, but if it is not crowded at all, then there is no problem.
That's
You
good.
will probably
Okay,
be
that's good.
allowed.
That's a good one. Well, pilots need to get that, and guys, again, do follow the rules and read some. If you have any questions about ATC controlling and you don't understand some things, don't hesitate to go jump in Infinite Flight community. There's a lot of blogs out there for you guys, and videos that you guys can go ahead and watch and get your questions solved and all that. I'll try my best and solve your guys' questions as much as I can as well. what else would be the next question? Let me just see here from my questions I have written down, John. Do you think that ATC controllers do mistakes as well, John, in expert serve?
Yeah. I mean, controllers are people. People
Obviously.
always make mistakes.
Yeah.
But the important thing is not to make mistakes, but the important thing is not repeat them. Because if you constantly make a mistake, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
So you should learn from mistakes.
Yeah. You know what? There was like a fact that happened to me from my personal experience in expert serve. I can't remember which region I was flying into, and I had approached ATC who was vectoring me to get into the airport. But for some reason, he let me go almost off the region, and when I was seeing that I was going off the region without being vectored back because it was so crowded, the airport, I requested for, I just sent a standby note so he could just get back to me. And then he replied and said to, as a reply, please do not send duplicate messages. And the last thing I remember is me crashing into the ocean because I went off a region and I lost both of my engines, and yeah, you know what happened. There's some things that also, I understand that controllers are humans and all that, but for infinite flight, as an infinite flight, like, controllers do report and do ghost pilots. I think pilots should also have a small chance of sending a small report on the controller that he's not happy with. You know what I mean?
A report.
Like a report, not to ghost ATC. I mean, just so that someone can check the communication out. What did you say, Barry?
To give a feedback on the controller.
Basically, is like when you send a report, then let's say Infinite Flight ATC, by receiving that report, will receive the report with all the communications that happen with ATC, and in this way you can get a better idea on what happened and to see whose fault it was. That's my personal opinion, because, like I said, I know we are all humans and obviously we all do mistakes. Like last time I was thinking about different things and I was instructed to taxi to runway 32 right, and I was taxiing to the opposite runway without noticing anything. I thought I was in the right direction and all that, and the controller told me to follow instructions, and I just woke up and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? Obviously, and I said, I'm sorry. But I mean, we all do mistakes, that's for sure. And yeah. But the main thing is to follow and learn their rules, and most important thing is to know that the messages you send and also to understand the messages you receive by ATC. Otherwise, you will get ghosted, and it's a shame. Any other thing you want to tell us, Johnny?
That's for the pilots, but it helps air traffic controllers. Pilots should know how to use flight off.
Yeah, flight off. That's a good one as well.
Because if you are in a formation flight, only the leading aircraft should contact the controller.
Oh, that's good. So let's say you have 5 aircraft flying together, for example, in a formation flight, and let's say you are the boss, okay? You're the leader of the formation. You're gonna put flight of 5 at
Yeah.
the on the call
Everyone
sign.
should put a flight of 5 on their call sign, so we know that they are a member of this formation.
Everyone should put a flight of 5 behind them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. But only you contact approach and only you contact tower.
Tower, I don't think so, but approach, I mean, of course, everyone should
Be on the
tune in the
frequency.
frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only the leading aircraft will ask for vectors.
Yeah.
But the controller will contact all 5 of them.
So everyone's gonna be contacted separately, one by one again, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's good, because there was a good answer you gave to us, John. Because we had a lot of people asking those questions as well. And to be honest, before I used to do those mistakes as well myself. We had flight of 5, flight of 6, and we all were requesting for whatever approaches and all that. So it's a good thing that we get things clear.
Yeah, that's needed.
Yeah, it is needed. So, John, do you often control in expert serve? I mean,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
Unfortunately not. In the first months that I was on holiday and didn't go to school,
Yeah.
I controlled a lot. But unfortunately now I don't have so much time to control.
I understand, due to school, which is more important.
Yeah, and all the extra things, my sport activities and all of that. But when I have free time, I control. I try to control.
Do you get like points as an expert, as an Infinite Flight ATC? Do you get any points by controlling, John? How does it work?
So it depends on the time you're controlling.
What do you mean by the time? Does it do a difference?
Um, not not directly, but basically the more commands you send.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you control for 1 hour and you only have and only one aircraft passed from the frequency, it is not the same as if you controlled 1 hour and 20 planes
Okay.
passed from there. So the more commands you
Yeah.
send,
Yeah.
us controllers don't get XPs, get operations.
All right. So it's operations, okay?
What did you ask?
I mean, how do you guys get your feedback after controlling? I mean, how does it work? So, like you said, you get, instead of us pilots getting XP after a flight, you guys get operations. So what happens when you have a lot of operations? Like, for example, with the XP as a pilot, you go to grade 5 as the maximum. What does that happen to you as a controller as well?
We also have grades for controllers.
Okay.
But operations don't count as much to get your grade. They do sort of, but no, they don't have a big influence on your grade.
All right.
But if you have a ton of operations and you are controlling all the time, you are very active, you will be promoted. You may become a supervisor.
All right. Okay.
And then
And
when
all
I be
this
a
is given by
recruiter,
Tyler, right?
yeah,
Oh,
Tyler is the
the head.
leading head.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. So, for those who want to go ahead and try their luck, well, I'm talking about professional and mature people that are interested in becoming Infinite Flight ATC guys, and those who have studied a little bit through Infinite Flight community about Infinite Flight ATC and how to become a controller. For those who want to go and try it, just good luck, and you guys can go ahead and go for it. But like I said, make sure you do know what you're doing. Don't go there without opening any books. Otherwise, you'll waste your time and the recruiter's time. That's my thing. So that's what happens in Infinite Flight ATC. Any remarks you want to give out, JV, to the pilots again, in becoming an ATC controller?
What did you ask? I couldn't hear you.
Any remarks to those who? Any remarks? I'll say the question in a different way. Is there any? Have you ever been on Playground server after being Infinite Flight ATC and have noticed things happening in Playground server that you didn't like? I mean, things that make no sense.
As a pilot or as a controller?
You've been a pilot in training server and someone else is being ATC.
Yeah. Most of the controllers. I mean, there are some good controllers that they're training to become an expert controller.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, controllers just want to see how it is to have fun and mess around. Um, there are mistakes, unfortunately, that to an expert controller seem.
Sorry, John, I'm just losing a bit of connection here from my side. Can you repeat what you said now? Because unfortunately I lost connection.
All right. Yeah. There, there are the people that train to become an expert controller,
Yeah.
and the majority of the controllers, unfortunately, training server, just want to have fun and mess around.
Mess around, yeah. But they can do that in but obviously they can do that in casual server, right? So they could just go. It's better to go in casual server and have some fun. I mean, there's no speed limits or whatever. If you want to have fun, I take training serve as stage 2 after. So stage 1 is casual, stage 2 is training, and stage 3, which is the top stage, on for expert.
Controllers cannot go on casual; they only can in training.
Oh,
So,
oh, right. I mean, you can't control in casual at all.
no.
Oh, I never tried that, to be honest. So you can't. Oh, that's good. Well, still, I mean, as a pilot, if you want to go have some fun, you can just go ahead in casual and have fun. You don't need anyone trying to tell you what to do. But anyway, I tried many times myself to control in training serve, and I have controlled in training serve. But I mean, I can't last more than an hour controlling, because there's people that land without contacting tower. They don't care. I mean, they don't pay attention. You tell them to hold position and they just continue taxi. I mean, it's chaos in there, and people really have to learn those things before entering expert serve. Otherwise, they will be ghosted forever.
Yeah.
I mean, so well, basically, John, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Thank you for your answers. And thanks for your time to share some questions with us. And we could do this sometime again later. I mean,
All right.
Get a few more questions out there by pilots, and we just set another casting so we can talk things out and see if we can help people get better. By the way, guys, I haven't mentioned this. John Vlamis is also he was also training some of our members from IFGP group to start them and learn the basics before entering, before setting your test from IFATC. So, and he did a good job in that as well. So, thank you for that as well, John.
I want to help. I'm glad that for helping.
Yeah, we really appreciate that, because you did help a lot of our members as well, and in my case, you also helped me when I was trying to set for the test for IFATC. But at the end, I just stayed as a pilot. You know what? One day I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I have nothing to lose. It's just pilot's in my blood, not ATC. I don't know. That's how I see it in my case. But yeah, this is what we're gonna do in the future, John. And thank you so much, bro. And it's a good night from my side. John? Oh, my connection is bad, guys. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, man, my connection is something wrong with it today. So bad. Okay, Brody. Thanks again, John.
You're welcome.
If you have anything else to say, you can say it now before we close down this video. Johnny?
I don't think I have anything to say.
Okay. Fair enough. That's fine. Alright then. This is bye-bye from my side, John. And thanks again, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Take care, man. So, guys, this was it with John. He helped us again in all IFIN Flight Gadget Pilot group, and we really appreciate that, what he's doing for us. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below in the comment box, and we'll try and get you guys questions answered for ATC controlling. For now, guys, take care. Bye, Gadget Pilot. I'll see you again on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.